What is going on, internet? This is JD coming at another video from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. This will be a quick, not a quick video, but just a video about the game yesterday. I actually was at the game. First game I've ever been to, other than like when I was like 4. I don't remember. So the first game I've been to in my adult life. I'm going to comment on this for a little bit. I've always heard horror stories about getting in and out of Landover, Maryland to watch the games. I'm not going to lie, I did not have a bad experience. I mean, I drove from Pittsburgh, so that's 4 hours, but it's a straight shot there. We took 30 to 70, and then we had 2 different roads after that, and we were right there. So it wasn't a bad experience by any stretch of the imagination getting in there. We were parked, and we were walking distance from the stadium, because we parked in Lot D. And then me and my wife have always owned Steeler games. She's a Steeler fan, and we live right here. And it's always been a hectic experience getting in and out of the games for Steelers. So that was a good experience. The stadium actually I thought looked really nice. Going in looked good. The outside part, then there's the club part because we were in club seating, and that looked amazing. Where you get food looked amazing. It doesn't look like that in Heinz Field. Maybe other fields are like that. And when you got out there, the seats we had were really good. I thought the seats were comfortable. They weren't like, it didn't feel like, I always got the impression like all the seats were like crammed together, and it wasn't like a comfortable experience watching football. That was a very fun experience watching football. The only downside I would say, there was a cameraman where I was sitting that was blocking. He had like an end zone angle that he was blocking a little bit of my end zone view. But other than that, fantastic experience. And then leaving, it took us 10 minutes to get to our car from when the game ended till getting there. And then 20 minutes to get out of bumper-to-bumper traffic, getting out of the stadium. So no complaints about that. So it was a really good experience. Maybe I got lucky. The game apparently was like a pretty decent sized amount of people there. There were a lot of Giants fans, though. I will say there was a lot of opposing team fans there. So that is one downside I found. But there was still a lot of Redskins fans. And I thoroughly enjoyed the game. First game I went to was competitive, and it went overtime, so I'll be happy with that. So let's talk about the game. Let's start where I usually start. Haskins, I thought looked amazing. He didn't have an incomplete pass the whole first quarter. He had 2 touchdown passes. His passer rating was really high, and he had high completion. He was picking the defense apart. He was converting third downs. He's like 6 for 8 on third down conversions or something like that. So I'm very impressed with how he's been playing the last like 6 quarters. If this is what we're going to get from Haskins, I think our quarterback hunt is over. If he can do, I have a feeling he would have put up 5 or 6 touchdowns yesterday if he wouldn't have like hurt his ankle. So I'm not going to jump on the he's not durable bandwagon. That's a dumb thing to say. The guy literally, he just got his ankle twisted, and the doctors. They probably could have patched him and pushed him back in the game, but they advised not to. Probably because they probably were given the by the owner, not in the game, but like before, like, listen, if he gets hurt at any way, shape, or form, don't push him in the game. We want to make sure we keep our franchise quarterback healthy. He's a good player. Haskins is proving, and he's grown leaps and bounds, and not pursuing this would definitely waste a first-round pick. So I think we have our quarterback, and I think we can stop our looking. I think we actually finally found one. We have our franchise receiver. McLaurin was excellent again. He made a really tough catch. I think it took him out of the game for a little bit. I was worried about it. He hit the ground hard. I don't know if anyone saw the play late in the fourth quarter. His head whipped off the ground, like snapped off the ground. It was a brutal play to watch, like in replay, because I saw it live and I'm like, oh man, he just hurt his head. And my wife's like, no, he didn't. I'm like, yeah, he landed very awkwardly right there. And then in replay, you see his head snap really hard. So he played good. Sims played well, but he still needs to catch the football. He plays great. He gets open. He can't be covered. He's just too fast. He's an enigma when it comes to covering, but he has got to learn to catch the football. We had one, I think it was Case Keenum threw it, like late, early, or midway through the third, got him right down the sideline, puts it and gets his hands on it, brings it in, hits the ground, fumble or drop pass. Just got to catch those. Adrian Peterson did what he could do. The Giants defense was just all over the run. And even when Case Keenum came in and did pretty well as well. He did pretty good. He's throwing on the run. He was making plays down the field. He did pretty good. If we're like not feeling like playing Haskins because he's still a little bit injured, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to just, you know what, we're gonna shut down Haskins if he's not like 90% or better. To shut down Haskins, let Keenum play. He can audition for a role for next year because he's not going to be on our team next year. We have our quarterback. We're going to get someone behind him that there's not going to be a QB controversy. And there's controversy because I said this from day one. Offense wasn't our issue. For a little bit this year, offense was our issue because we weren't having offense was an issue because we were trying to get our rookie quarterback acclimated to playing in the NFL. So we had a couple weeks where we were like really bad on offense. But Case Keenum did very well beginning of the season, running the offense. He put up points, he put up yards. He was one of the most productive quarterbacks in the league. The problem is, and I'll state it, is our defense. Which is why, again, and this conversation is going to happen now, why the hell is Manusky still our defensive coordinator? He gave up 8 touchdowns yesterday. He gave up 8 touchdowns yesterday. He won't bring pressure. This is a rookie quarterback. The one time we blitz a rookie quarterback, he throws the ball out of bounds. And it's just ridiculous how, like, I know football pretty well. I think I know football pretty well for the average person, but I'm not a football expert. I'm not going to sit here and say I am. But I know damn well you have a rookie quarterback, you got to make him make quick decisions. And when he makes quick decisions, he's got to fumble the football. That's all there is to it. And something is reflecting onto my face. Tie. I might do a tie. Okay, it's just coming through here. Okay, that's fine. I know damn well if you have a rookie quarterback, you got to put pressure on him. The one time we blitzed him, he makes a bad throw. And we never put pressure on him at all. We did 3-4-man rushes. And I don't know in what world Manusky doesn't understand that he was picking apart the zone. Play man, for fuck's sake. Pardon my French, but play man. Let the guys play man. They don't have any burner receivers. Cody Latimer is not a great receiver. He's okay, but he's not great. Sterling Shepard is okay, but he is not a great receiver. Why would you let mediocre receiver talent off the hook by playing zone the entire game? Play man-to-man, force them to make a move, force them to get open, and don't just let them go and sit down in between the holes in the zone and get open by default because of where he's standing. This is bad defensive coordinating. And because of all the zone stuff, and everyone having to pass people off because it's zone, we get all these guys wide open in the freaking end zone rather than having a one-on-one man responsibility. It's stupid. It's bad. I'm really tired of it, and don't get me wrong. I'm going to sit here and say this. Gruden should have been fired because the season started off bad, but Gruden, he runs the offense. The offense was not the issue to start this season. The issue to start this season, the issue we were having was our defense. And our defense has been the issue for the most part, the entire season. Okay, has it had a few games? Sure. Not last week. The week before that, it had a decent game against the Packers. Had a decent game against the Lions. Had a decent game against Carolina. But those are not good teams. And every time Packers are, I'm going to phrase that. But every time we play a decent team that has a quarterback and pick us apart, they've done it. So, and we're probably going to give Ezekiel Elliott a lot of yards next week because, for the most part, I think the Eagles won the division. But I'm not sure if they're going to. I think next week, if they lose and the Cowboys somehow win, I think they can win the division back. The Cowboys can. I don't know. But I like to see the Redskins play spoiler for the Cowboys. But I hate the Eagles. I dislike the Cowboys because it's a rival. But I hate the Eagles. I lived in Philadelphia for a while. I cannot stand to see the Eagles win. Can't stand it. I hate Carson Wentz. God, I hate him. I hate that team. Oh my gosh. Okay. Back to what I was saying. So, offensive line for the most part did well until like the end of the second half. He started giving up some sacks. He had Case Keenum run for his life, and he made some heroic plays, but it seemed like the offensive line just stopped trying a little bit through the second half. And they just could not get a surge run the ball. They could not run block at all. So, Maybe it was predictable. Maybe it was too predictable for them. Anytime we ran anything like unconventional, we got like yards and moved the ball pretty well. Maybe that was what it was. Maybe it was just too predictable with Adrian Peterson. So, defense, I'm not going to go into it. Defense sucked. I'm going to go moving on from that. I'm going to talk about the officiating. I never realized, I've always watched it at home, and I always get pissed off when we have a dumb call. There's a call that happened in this game that I wanted to like run on the field and tackle a ref. I've never been that mad. I'm probably because I'm there. That mad at an officiating crew. Daniel Jones is scrambling. He slips and falls. Okay. Now, what most quarterbacks do when they slip and fall, they stay down because they know, you know what, they give up the play, move on to another one. But Daniel Jones gets up to run again, and the Redskins cold cock him. I'm not gonna lie, they come up and they put a licking on him, and they get flagged for that. I'm like, he's a runner. I was yelling, he's a runner. If he didn't want to get hit, he could have stayed down. But he got up to run the football. He is an active runner, and that is his choice. And the fact that the Redskins came in and cold cocked him, and they got a 15-yard penalty. I never realized this, but the officiating crew knows exactly when to throw a penalty during a Redskin game to take all the momentum out of their sails. They really do. They threw. There was two big ones in that game when the Redskin fans were clamoring. They were cheering a little bit. They were chanting defense, even though the defense was doing bad. There was two plays in this game. Probably three, but I'm going to go over two specifically. This play, and I'm referring to, where Daniel Jones is scrambling. He trips over his own lineman. He's on the ground. So most quarterbacks, again, would just, stay down. They give up the play. But he gets up to run. And then two Redskin players come in and cold cock him. He's not down. And they didn't blow the whistle. And the call on the play was after the play was over on sportsmanlike conduct. That was not play over. He got up to run the football. There was no whistle blown. I watched the play live. I watched the play on the screen, and I watched the play online. I watched the play this morning on NFL Sunday Ticket. The whistle was not blown, and he got up to run the football. That was straight up what happened. So, yeah. By the way, wearing my hat today. So, last day I have before I work before Christmas. So, that was his decision. That was not a smart decision on his part. I was like, after that, I'm like, I hope it happens again, and the Redskins lay him out and put him out of the game. Not injure him permanently, but maybe like concuss him to the point where he can't play anymore. Because that was his decision to not stay down and avoid getting hit. And the Redskins got penalized because of his decision. So that's the first thing. The second one, we had a play in the first half, or second half. Or no, into the first half, I'm sorry. Where it's like 40 seconds left, and we throw the ball to Thompson. Thompson runs for like 30 or 40 yards, and they call a holding penalty. They do, and it wasn't a hold. I watched the play. It was not a hold. No different than what the Giants were doing all day. The thing is, the officiating crews just don't officiate the games both ways the same way. We had a couple plays, a couple runs by Saquon Barkley. And Saquon Barkley, I will give him credit. He had a great game. But there was a couple runs by Saquon Barkley where a guy is bear hugging our offensive lineman, and no call was made. No call was made whatsoever. They were bear hugging our offensive lineman. There was no call made at all. And somehow, what we got called for is somehow holding on the offensive line. It's utter bullshit, and I can't stand it anymore. And now that I've been to a game live, I'd never noticed how much that just sucks the life out of a stadium till now. It really sucked the life out of the stadium. It was quiet from that moment on, whenever that play happened, till the end of halftime. And then it stayed quiet because the very next telemarketer. It stayed quiet because until the very next possession, so to speak, and till kickoff, Haskins got hurt. So another got hurt. And then 2 plays later, Morgan Moses got hurt. So it really sucks the life out of a team and sucks the life out of a stadium. And the stadium was rocking. We were still into the game. Redskins were still excited to watch this football game. So I'm frustrated with that. I really don't understand why Manusky still has a job. Hopefully, like the day after the season ends, Manusky gets fired. I wouldn't mind getting fired beforehand so we can see if Rob Ryan can run the defense or anyone else can call plays better than he can. I really would love to see the Washington Redskins just get rid of. Why is Manusky still hired? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to harp on it anymore, but I don't know why he's hired. So I will say my first experience watching the game wasn't bad. I will comment a little bit on the coaching decisions. There was a bad coaching decision last week, and there's a bad one this week I'm going to talk about. Last week, I forgot to go over this in my video. Last week, Haskins, we were trying to throw a bomb deep to potentially beat the, Philadelphia Eagles, okay? And there's like 10 seconds left or whatever, 6 seconds, whatever it is. And we have guys like line up to go like flood the end zone basically, and they're looking to show blitz. I don't understand why the Washington Redskins had a timeout left, did not take a timeout right there. You have a rookie quarterback. You need to have a backup plan, either have another guy stay in or have some kind of, maybe run a screen pass to let him blow by and then throw the ball to like Thompson or something and run scramble for a touchdown. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't call a timeout right there. Give your rookie quarterback a chance. But instead he makes a play that looks really bad, and we end up play in the game with them running a touchdown back or whatever, a fumble return for a touchdown. So I don't understand why that wasn't all. And then again, a similar call today. Our defense was horrible all game. They gave up 7 touchdowns in regulation, another one in overtime. So they gave 8 touchdowns. They did make some stops. I'll give them that credit when we needed them to for us to tie the game up. We got a big block punt. I want to say a good job on that too. But we scored the tying touchdown. We should have gone for 2. That's all there is to it. Should have gone for 2 because you're going with the 50-50 chance that, one, our defense can, there's still about 40 seconds left. You're going with the chance that our defense can, one, stop them from getting down there and getting a field goal. Okay? And you're going with also the 50-50 chance that if they can't do that, you got to go to overtime and rely on another chance that, the coin flip doesn't go our way and they move the ball a lot smoother than we did. And the defense was tired at that point. It just makes more sense for us to go for 2. And if you don't get it, you can go for the onside kick and give yourself a chance. You still had a timeout at that point. Don't understand it for the life of me why the Washington Redskins went very conservative. It works out in our favor, our benefit. So it's not the worst decision ever made by Bill Callahan. It works out in our benefit because by us losing, we get the number 2 overall pick because the Giants have a better record than us right now. And I think the Dolphins have a better record than us. So the worst record in the league is the Bengals, and we have the second worst. And I got to comment on this, considering the fact that we have a second worst record, we're battling, man. The Redskins are battling. They've been in it the last, 4 weeks. They've competed. They've played teams that are, playoff teams, like the Eagles make the playoffs or playoffs. And we only lost by 5 to the Packers. So they're a playoff team. So we've battled teams that are considered playoff contenders, or the contenders. And we've hung in there. We went toe-to-toe with some good teams. The Giants aren't exactly a good team, but Daniel Jones has been pretty good on offense all year, so I guess we can go that. But the best-case scenario in this game happened, and the only thing better is if Haskins would have come out of it unscathed, and he'd had 400 passing yards and 5 touchdowns, and that'd look really good. But on pace where he was at, he was looking to get about another 200 yards, 3 or 4 more touchdowns, and things like that. So he was on pace to do very well, and I don't know how everyone else feels about him. I'm sold. I don't need Haskins to be. I don't need another quarterback. We don't need to draft one. I will say still, everyone's still clamoring for Chase Young. Why would you draft Chase Young? We have defensive linemen. Okay, you can't keep throwing picks at the defensive line if you already have picks there. You need to develop the players we have. We can't just keep drafting guys hoping they come out of college ready to play. You got to coach guys. You got to coach them up. You got to do your job. Okay? And if our job's not getting done, then the coaching staff needs to change. Okay? Chase Young, I don't say he's a bad pick. And I've gone over this in the last video. I think we need to trade Trent, trade Norman if we can, trade Reed if we can, get rid of players we don't need, get cap space, get guys that, we can use to help our defense, and get draft picks so we can draft young guys. We have a young team. We have one of the youngest teams in the league. And it's only going to get younger because we're going to draft more guys to replace old guys this year. We're probably not going to keep Sheriff, so we're going to get younger there. We're going to draft a guy to replace Trent Williams, so we're going to get younger there. I wouldn't mind getting rid of Morgan Moses and playing Jerron Christian and giving him all the reps in the preseason and in OTAs and stuff like that. So I wouldn't hate that either. And I think Alex Smith is going to negotiate out of his contract and he's going to become an executive or something for the Washington Redskins. I think that would be a great decision. He's a smart guy. He knows football. He knows personnel. And then I think that's going to tie in with him being hired by Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's going to get hired. I think that's a whole giant plan that's being presented with Urban Meyer as that, and then Alex Smith to run the executive part of the business. Would love to see that be the outcome. We'll see. I don't know, but I like the how that looks and how that feels. Not having I hate every red light. How that feels when it comes to the Redskins getting rid of Bruce Allen, and if they put Urban Meyer in head coach and they get Alex Smith. I mean, if you can get Chase Young and you're able to you accumulate another pick in the draft to get an offensive tackle, more power to you. But I would rather, personally, I think our defensive line's fine. I think our scheme is bad. Okay, if you don't know, I have a tie on, and that's why there's sparkles above me. What was I saying? Chase Young, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, and he would definitely help our team. It's not like adding him is a subtraction by any way, shape, or form. He's not. But what he's going to do is going to create playing issues, and we have other issues on the team we need to fix. We need to draft better secondary guys. We need to draft linebackers. We need to draft tight ends. We have no tight ends. We have to replace 2 tight ends this offseason. Now, most of you might think we can do that with free agents. Like, yeah, sure, but I'd rather have rookies. We have a rookie quarterback. Why not get rookie? We have a rookie quarterback. Why not get some rookies that he can work with and grow with? We have such a young squad. Why would you ruin that by throwing in some old veteran who's going to come in and not going to understand and going to be and have a huge age gap between him and the quarterbacks and the receivers and all that stuff and the running backs? So I think it would be better if we drafted some good young tight ends. I don't like I said, the mock draft in the last video, I said mock draft said that we need to draft a receiver. I don't understand that for the life of me. I think we have a good young receiving core. Both the Sims. I like Trey Quinn. I mean, if we want to get rid of Paul Richardson, that's fine. I don't like getting rid of Paul Richardson. We owe him $6 million if we get rid of him, and he's owed $8 million. So we're going to save $2 million by getting rid of him, and we're going to have to pay out $6 million anyway. So we're not saving any money really. So and he hasn't been bad this year. The only problem is he just can't stay healthy. I have to give him 1 more year, and after that we can get rid of him for almost nothing. He has no guaranteed money is owed in the 4th year of his deal, which is what the following year would be. So when we have McLaurin, we have Harmon, we have Trey Quinn still, which we might want to move on from him. Depends. But Sims is good, Cam Sims is good, Steven Sims is good. Those are our receivers, and I like them. Especially Steven Sims is way better than I anticipated him being. Other than the fact he has to catch a football, he's way better than I anticipated him being. So, let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to go over? I'm not going to go over the draft. I'm not going to go over the draft. It's not necessary to go over that at the moment. I will be posting a video later this week where I'm actually going to show the mock draft. Okay? I'm going to show the mock draft and do a mock draft. I had one I did. I liked it. It was good. But I want to do 2 different mock drafts. One's going to show what it looks like if the Redskins don't trade down and just use the picks they have, and one will look like what it looks like if the Redskins trade down and get more picks. But this is JD. This is Redskins Rant. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. And if you have any questions about the game or what I think the Redskins should do going forward, don't be afraid to ask in the comment section down below. Put hashtag HTTR if you want to be in a video, or if you just want to answer it in a message. If you do it for the video, I will give you a shout out with your username and everything. So that's how we're gonna do that. If you put HTTR before it, that means you want it in a video. You just want to answer in comments. I don't always do those. That's why I want to make a video full of questions. But just leave it down in the comment section down below. Other than that, hail to the Redskins. Next year's gonna be better than this year, I promise. So let's take it easy. See you.